launching its new 128-bit system, the Dreamcast, and we put it through the test. Will the new console live up to the hype? We go to the experts to find out.
I think it
We
will.
look at the hardware, the machine's online capability, and the games being released at the system's launch. Plus, we examine the future of the Dreamcast. Will it take the lead in the console wars? Stick around to find out.
Yeah.
It's game time.
I mean, my sister had a Dreamcast, and that was how I got to play it. And she loved that thing. The biggest Dreamcast fan I've ever known.
Is the Dreamcast Sega's ticket to a comeback, or is it Sega hype? Perhaps the real question is, should I buy it? Hi, I'm Lauren Fielder, and welcome to GameSpot TV's special Dreamcast edition. Adam is out and about on the Dreamcast trail to find out if Sega's new system is the real deal.
I mean, I should probably pause more. I was thinking that watching the previous videos. So, I think the Dreamcast was a heavy endeavor, right? Comparing it to the previous consoles, and my experience with the Dreamcast was, oh my god, it was amazing, to be honest. I loved it too. I loved the feel of it. I loved, like, how should I put it, the aesthetic, the looks of the games. But I never understood the whole online thing as a kid. I didn't really see the potential of it because I hadn't really experienced that in video game consoles. So all I could think was like, is this necessary? I don't know.
The Dreamcast, Sega's new game system, is only about 2.5 inches high and 7.5 inches wide. But this little gray box holds the faith of a company and the future of an industry. For the next few months, it will be difficult to miss the hype surrounding the new game system. Sega reportedly poured $100 million on marketing and advertising. With cash and flash, the company hopes to allay any doubts of success and erase memories of its sordid past.
Don't make me hurt you.
So, after the experience of the Saturn, what have you applied now to the launch of the Dreamcast?
I think the primary lessons we learned were retail distribution, making sure that the right partners got the right amount of product at the right time.
It's a beautiful Sonic in my background. I wonder where is that there today?
Skeptics and critics had a field day after the Dreamcast's disappointing launch in Japan last November. The unimpressive game lineup led to speculations and seemed to spell the end for the video game giant.
So what do you think of all of the controversy and the criticism and all the media attention that has surrounded the Dreamcast for the past 6 months?
I love the fact that people have an opinion. And rightly or wrongly, it's better than being blasé. And so opinions about Dreamcast will never make it, it'll never launch, PlayStation 2 will blow it out of the water when it comes, Dolphin will be along eventually. It's a vibrant business, and if nobody cared, then the business wouldn't be growing to the level that it's at right now.
All right, that's a fair answer. A bit businesslike, but, you know.
Like a veteran prize fighter, Sega got its second wind and dealt a wake-up punch.
Let's get ready to rumble!
I think I played the demo for that game.
Titles in its booth, Sega made skeptics do a double take and turned doubters into believers. VideoGames.com editor Jeff Gertzman was one of them.
Back when the system came out in Japan, I mean, the launch lineup in Japan was weak. The games that were coming out, you know, even months after the system was out in Japan were also pretty weak. But, I mean, the U.S. lineup is really stellar. It's like every single journalist in this business said, you know, if Sega doesn't come out with the biggest console launch in history when it comes out in the U.S., they're dead, they're finished, they're over.
I kind of assumed Dreamcast was the thing that killed it. I didn't know Sega had already been, like, sort of dying before that. I mean, yeah, it really was like, wow. Yeah, I didn't have much to add to that, huh?
Now, even with all these great games, there are some publishers that just aren't comfortable with the new system. You have EA, which has said nothing publicly about developing for the Dreamcast. And then there's Namco, that even on the strength of Soul Calibur, have no future plans for any titles. Then again, there's some other companies that are far more comfortable.
Wait, why did they never do that?
System. I think there's a very unique opportunity for Sega right now to come back, much like they did with Genesis.
Capcom plans to deliver 3 Dreamcast titles this year, and 1 slated for early next year. Changing attitudes? Yes. But Sega and the Dreamcast face other issues and hurdles that could steal away some thunder from its U.S. launch.
Oh my god.
Final Fantasy VIII for the PlayStation ships the same day as the Dreamcast launch. Sony and Nintendo just dropped their systems prices to $100. and the abrupt departure of its U.S. president are raising some eyebrows.
I mean, is it possible the Dreamcast wasn't really that bad? It was just the competition was insane. I mean, oh god, we're facing up against Nintendo and PS2 launch. Oh boy.
A gamer who just wants to play the best games money can buy, these issues should be invalid.
What do you say to the viewer that doesn't have that much cash at their disposal and they're looking only to be able to get one of the next generation console systems? Do they wait for the Nintendo and the Sony, or should they go ahead and get the Dreamcast now?
They should steal a bunch of money from their parents and run out and buy a Dreamcast.
Man, stay off the light speed.
My bad.
All right.
Based on what you've seen of the system, would you buy a Dreamcast? Have you ordered one already?
I'm trying to think of where I was at as a kid, right? I don't think I would have bought the Dreamcast. I mean, yeah, I guess like the Mega Drive and all that. I had other Sega systems as a kid, but they could just never compare to the other stuff, the PlayStation and Nintendo. It was always like a back thought. Now that I think about it, I have no memory of like my Mega Drive being gone. You know, like I have a core memory of my Super Nintendo being gone one day and asking my mom, and she was like, "Oh, I sold it," and I was like, "Oh no." Oh, at least I had my N64. I have no clue what happened to any of this Sega stuff we had, and I didn't care. It's weird to think. I'm only realizing that now. Like, I'm assuming all of that stuff was sold to like pay for more games and consoles, new stuff. That I never missed it. I was never like gotta play Sonic. So yeah, I think if it hadn't been, I mean, from my experience with Dreamcast though, it was a good console. It's just, man, the competition was insane.
Welcome back. Time to check out just what makes the Dreamcast tick. Can the system withstand the test of time, not to mention the long hours gaming? Adam and EGN's Sean Smith dissect the game system and give us the lowdown.
Let's check out what's driving the Dreamcast.
Does he still wear that shirt?
How's it going, Adam?
I feel like for him that fashion never went out of style.
Well, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's just a gray box, but I like it.
It really is a beautiful console.
In the front for multiplayer games, a couple buttons on top. There's nothing really cluttering the system. One thing I'm concerned about is the fan. The system tends to get pretty hot, so I think there may be some heat issues in the future. But overall, I think it'll get the job done.
I don't think we ever had an issue with it.
So the CPU of the Dreamcast, it's a 200 megahertz microprocessor. What does that translate to?
Well, hopefully it'll translate into better quality games. It's a Hitachi 200 megahertz processor. I mean, it's something that we've never seen.
Hitachi, we love Hitachi.
So I mean, you're gonna find that's 2 or 3 times faster than the PlayStation of the N64.
Now the Dreamcast is using a GD-ROM drive.
Right.
CD-ROM, and it's not DVD-ROM. Why did they choose that, and what does that mean?
Well, it's basically a disk that holds 1 gigabyte, which is 1,000 megs of data, opposed to 650 megabytes that's on a standard CD. The other reason is that it's a proprietary format for Sega, so pirates are going to have a harder time copying these disks.
I know piracy was a huge problem with PlayStation, but I wonder if that ended up benefiting them in many
now, the
ways.
operating system is Windows CE. What's that going to do for the Dreamcast? So, the modem. What's your verdict on it?
I think it's the most exciting part of the Dreamcast at this point. I mean, it's a 56K modem. Console gamers have never had anything quite like that.
Why does he look like he just has some? He's just been eating something.
What's your verdict on it?
I think it's the most exciting part of the Dreamcast at this point. I mean, it's a 56K modem. Console gamers have never had anything quite like that. And with the ports expandability,
It sounds like he has something in his mouth. Jeff. What's his name again? That's not his name. Adam Sessler.
Expandability. What's the potential for the system to grow?
Well, since it's based on
Okay, no, I don't think
he
he just does those mouth movements. I thought like, oh, he has something in his mouth.
Potential for the system to grow.
Well, since it's based on a Windows CE operating system, it's got all kinds of ports for expansion. I think the Dreamcast is going places where console game systems never gone before.
Actually, what does Adam Sessler do now? I have no clue. It's been a long time since I saw him. Oh, he's back to hosting. Oh, okay, never mind. They ceased operations a year after. I guess he's just chilling. He's chill. Alright, fair enough. He could still hit it big. He could still come back. People like Adam Sessler.
Until now, online gaming has been the domain of PC users. Well, that's about to change with Sega's online Dreamcast network. So what's it all
Wait,
about?
there's not. Now I'm worried. Has there been a controversy or something? I need to look this up. Controversy? What's going on? Okay, he's just retired. All right.
Watch this.
We believe in the power of the internet and the power of social gaming via the internet.
Oh, yeah! By including a 56K modem in every Dreamcast, Sega has set the stage for a revolution in console gaming. Peter Moore, Sega's Senior VP of Marketing, believes that the Dreamcast will push console gaming further than it has ever been.
We do not believe that in-home gaming will stay the same as it has been over the past few years. Internet will be the future of gaming.
I mean, they were right,
so much
but
promise for global gaming.
it was too soon.
And that's a major part of our strategy.
Like, what are you gonna do on the
We have
internet
an
with Sonic
incredible,
Adventure?
Unique opportunity to take online gaming to the next level.
I think the online play is going to turn out to be really, really popular. I think that's one of the things that on the PC side they can offer up that they haven't been able to offer up on the console side.
So how will Sega's new direction in console gaming influence the gaming industry? Joe Fielder from VideoGames.com believes it will be a directing force in future game development.
No, I can definitely see that.
I mean, we're kind of just repeating over and over. Yeah, internet.
The more
It must be really weird though to be like, if you're a corporation giving people the ability to do this thing, but the companies themselves, how are they incentivized to like develop the internet capabilities for the games, right? Maybe that was a problem. I can imagine that being the problem. Like, yes, the Dreamcast has the ability to do online gaming, but will the corporations follow suit, you know?
Welcome back. So the Dreamcast itself looks pretty solid, but what about the games? We spoke to the editors at VideoGames.com and got their favorite picks for the Dreamcast launch.
Let's see. Show me the games. I want the games. Show me the games.
In fifth place is House of the Dead 2, the follow-up to the less than spectacular arcade port of House of the Dead on the Saturn. Once again, it's an on-rails shooter. NFL 2K could mark the return of Sega Sports. The game includes such
Dreamcast launch is not looking good.
You can actually see individual people in the crowd and on the sidelines. Ready to Rumble, despite what you may think, is unquestionably one of the stars of the Dreamcast launch. This over-the-top boxing game comes with two modes, Championship and
I
Arcade.
played this as a demo, and I
Mode is a
felt like I
single-player
got
mode that lets you
everything I
take a
needed out
boxer
of this
from the
game
bottom
from
of the
that.
ranks to the top of the list.
Here we
It
go.
makes sense that along with the new Sega system will be a new incarnation of the great Sega mascot, Sonic the Hedgehog. And as most know by this point, the little blue speedster is returning in Sonic Adventure.
This was a
Takes
mess
the
of a
linearity
game,
and
but I
structure of a
loved
2D
it.
game. The Japanese version of the game suffered from camera problems, but Sega of America brought in a developer to tweak the viewpoint issues. There's no denying, though, that a platform game never looked like this. It won't take much to convince you that Sonic Adventure is a 3D experience above the rest.
I didn't know they were different. Or did she say that? Did I get that right?
We'll have our #1 pick after the break, and you probably already have an idea. But if those Dreamcast games whet your appetite, check out some more eye-melting Dreamcast footage at the GameSpot TV website. Simply go to our main page and then click through to our Dreamcast preview page.
Next in our
All right,
Dreamcast
hold on.
special.
Let me go on the website. GameSpot TV. How to resize your image in Photoshop, plus a free option.
Welcome back. All right, it's time to fill you in on what looks to be the top game launching with the Dreamcast, and it should come as little surprise.
You take one look at Soul Calibur from Namco, you'll quickly realize why there's no doubt that it's the most impressive game launching with the Dreamcast.
I honestly never knew this was on the Dreamcast.
There's muscle flexing in the game now, so you'll see like certain parts of the body when they're doing moves. Or he's coming out with a sword, you'll see, you know, the muscles kind of ripple and flex and things like that. It's really pretty amazing to watch.
That is amazing.
The stages themselves complement the characters with 3D backgrounds and ultra-high resolution.
I played
And the game
Soul
also
Calibur
comes with
4, I
additional modes
think.
not found in the arcade.
It looks exactly the
Looks are
same.
matched with, there are still a few titles gamers would like to see released in the US.
I really hope that Seaman gets announced for the U.S. market.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
just the whole thought of hooking up a microphone to Dreamcast and talking to a crazy fish head thing sounds
I
like a
wish
lot
I
of
had that.
fun.
Well, now
Beyond
look at me, I am that.
I really hope that Namco decides to do Tekken Tag Tournament for the system.
There's no doubt the Dreamcast games are spectacular and flashy, but the question is, will the system have legs enough to compete against Sony's PlayStation 2 and Nintendo's Dolphin?
KO!
Hopefully they pull it through.
Now here's something I'm excited about. Sega has announced that Seaman will be released in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Though a date has not yet been set. Well, that wraps up our special Dreamcast edition, but you can always go to the GameSpot TV website for more on Sega's new system. And if you have something to say about the new console, come to our chat on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Till next time, bye.
Yeah, I don't think I would buy it. I don't think I would buy a Dreamcast. Based on this, it's weird to think about this because I love the GameCube, but I've also talked quite badly about the GameCube launch. Now I'm realizing, looking at this, like, oh my god.
Man, stay off the light speed.
The GameCube, maybe the GameCube was fine in the end. Maybe the launch was fine. Oh no. I mean, this had a good chunk of games, but I just don't care to get any of these. Like, I liked Sonic Adventure, and the second one as well, but would I have bought the Dreamcast for that? No. I don't know if it's worth doing a... Oh god, speaking of Seaman, hey everyone. Remember how I changed my model, not too long ago, from a monkey to a fish? Well, guess what? I need to change again. This has been an ongoing problem. My shape is way too wide. I did not anticipate this would be such a big problem. Like, if I adjust myself to show myself fully... Alright, let's move the table. I'm talking to you. Out of the way. Actually, this doesn't look too bad. Now that I'm looking at it. I should do this more, I guess. Maybe this was the real problem. But I do think I need to change. I need to become a human. That has always been the final goal. Monkey, Seaman, it's all going to end up human, baby. Because this is too wide. Alright, I solved it. It's fine. Anyway, I don't know if it's worth it doing a tier list for a Dreamcast, because, how should I put it? I was a kid, and I was playing games my sister had bought, basically. I never bought anything on my own. Like, I don't think I played this. Did I play Echo the Dolphin on the Dreamcast? I need to check that out. It seems vaguely familiar, I guess. I don't know. No, I have no memory of ever playing this, to be honest. Maybe I did, but I'll put it... Never played. Crazy Taxi I have played much later, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I can barely tell what it says here. Crazy Taxi 2, okay, yeah, no, I did not play. Didn't even know there was one. Daytona D2, I've heard a lot about this game. Apparently it's amazing. Or dog shit, depending on who you talk to. Jet Set Radio, D, did not like it. But don't get me wrong, the aesthetic of the game is amazing. If I were to develop a video game myself, I would be like, I would play this. Ah, there's something else that's really bothering me now that I look at my background. I'm like, I'm standing. Whoops. I need to be on the floor. I was right, I need to be human after all. Jet Set Radio, it's not very good. The gameplay is awful. I did not like it, but aesthetically amazing. If I were a game developer, I would be looking at this for inspiration. But in terms of gameplay, I would look for what to avoid. Oh god. This is so bad. Based on the demo, see, Seaman, I would like to play. But that's a no, but I'll put it on the top. Wait, this is not Seaman. Why did I drag? Slave Zero? Don't know what that is, but Seaman. Fishing. Car, Shenmue. I honestly no interest in Shenmue. It's probably good. Sonic Adventure, A. Sonic Adventure 2, S. Sonic Shuffle, B. I mean, it was okay. The thing is, why would you ever play this given the option between this or Mario Party? It was basically trying to be Mario Party, but it just, I don't know, didn't have minigames or something like that, if I recall correctly. No, I hate Channel 5. Look, I am being... People love these free games, and I'm looking... I have to be honest, I hate Channel 5. I think it's so overrated. It's such a bad game. It's not fun. Aesthetically, amazing, but I think people only look at the aesthetics for that game. Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I mean, it was fine. Honestly, I've never been hugely into Tony Hawk. I played them as a kid, but whenever I come back to them, I'm just like, oh yeah, that was a thing. Unreal Tournament, also just like, it's fine. Tennis, no, but Virtua Tennis, I feel like I have played this. And I need to refresh my memory a bit. No, I definitely played this. I mean, the thing is, I liked this. Like, I think consistently I've found that I actually quite like tennis games on various consoles and stuff, but I never played them as a kid because I was just like, why would I buy this? It's just tennis. It's just tennis on a console. But then now I'm playing them and I'm like, oh my god, tennis on Nintendo 64 was awesome. Or like, even tennis on other consoles, like SNES and whatnot. It's just fun. No. Pen. Okay, I thought it said Pom-Pom. I need to look this up. I am pretty damn certain I've never played this, but I need to familiarize myself with it. It was a racing game? What the hell? It does look weirdly familiar, but I don't think I played this, or if I played it, I immediately shut it off, and I was just like, this sucks. I kind of feel like I have a vague memory of, like, just the starting sequence. Yeah, I feel like I have a vague memory of this right here. Of a race starting, and then just doing what happens here and being like, fuck this, and like, no, I'm done, I'm over it. So no. I'll put it in no, never played. I don't recall. Power Bat, I never played that one. Star Wars Racer? I mean, it was fine. I think people give this thing maybe too much praise, but I haven't played it since I was a kid, so I don't know. Stupid Invaders? No. Alright. So, Jesus Christ. Okay, it was actually not as bad as I thought. I thought like, oh, will it only be like 4 games or something like that? I mean, yeah, it's looking rough. I'm trying to think about like, what is a game here that I would have bought, given the chance. Seaman, I guess, but I honestly, I don't know, I think I would have probably liked it as a kid, Seaman, but I also think I would have found it, I don't know, found it weird to purchase, and, you know, should I buy Mario Kart for the GameCube or Seaman? Then it's like, I guess Mario Kart, you know, it's that kind of thing. I probably would have loved it given the chance, but I'm aesthetically speaking, beautiful console, and I think maybe the Dreamcast was not given enough of a chance. But what can you do? Based on this, I would not buy a Dreamcast. Would I buy it today for the nostalgia? Probably not, to be honest. It would look beautiful as a collector's item, but it would be a thing of like, might as well buy a broken one at that point, because it's like, all I'll ever do is like look at it. Sorry if this disappoints any Dreamcast lover out there, but as far as my taste goes, it's not fair, I guess. Maybe I could be convinced I'm open to it. Maybe I need to give the Dreamcast an honest shot. But where would I start?